Hi, this is John Hoffs. I'm your reviewer, and by reviewer I mean I'm someone who has seen a movie once, back 40 years ago, 35 years ago. For the first time I viewed a movie, and then I reviewed it. I viewed it for the second time just recently. The movie I just finished reviewing was 1951's A Place in the Sun, directed by George Stevens and starring Montgomery Clift, Elizabeth Taylor, and Shelley Winters. I thought it was a magnificent production, and I say that after having read the novel upon which it was based, the 1,000-paged epic An American Tragedy by Theodore Dreiser, which was published in 1925, about a quarter century prior to the production of A Place in the Sun, which was the new title that they gave the movie after originally considering using the original name of the novel. When Dreiser wrote the book, he was basing it on a true story of a drowning and a murder in the Finger Lakes of upper New York State that happened at the turn of the century, which would have been a quarter of a century before he wrote the novel. So we're looking at a 50-year span from the original events that it was based on to the novel and then to the movie. Now, the movie was a contemporary, set in the contemporary time of 1951. It concerns the story of a young man, George Eastman, no relation to the Kodak family, who is the long-lost nephew of a very successful manufacturer of women's clothing, a Mr. Eastman in upper New York State. And George is the son of Mr. Eastman's sister, who is an evangelist, a street corner evangelist in Kansas City. George works various odd jobs. He drops out of school at age 13. This is all revealed in the movie. He works as an elevator operator and some other jobs, and he corresponds with his uncle asking for a job, an entry-level job, and he travels to New York to get the job. While he's there, he meets a fellow worker, even though they have a rule against romantic relationships between co-workers. But he has a clandestine affair with Shelley Winters' character. She becomes pregnant, and they want to get an abortion, which was very controversial for 1951, so it was not actually stated as such. She goes to a doctor to talk about her predicament, and according to Wikipedia, the original version of the movie had her saying, "I need you to help me," sort of implying that she wanted the doctor to help her by performing the abortion, but they had to change it. The censors, which were still under not the Hays Code, but I think Joseph Breen, I think was the name of the censor. He ordered that they change the dialogue, and it was changed to, "I need somebody to help me," somehow sort of making it more vague as to her intent. In any event, what happens is he meets the daughter of one of the wealthy families, the Vickers family, another manufacturing family, and he meets the beautiful daughter of that family, played by Elizabeth Taylor, who in real life was about as close as any woman was to Montgomery Clift. It's said that she wanted very much to marry Montgomery Clift, but he said he could not imagine being married or having children, that his career was his number one priority. Well, in its day, the movie was highly acclaimed. Charlie Chaplin, according to Wikipedia, said it was the greatest movie made about America. And by that I take it to mean about the mores and social structures and society of America. Apparently, it's lost some of its favor with a new generation of critics who consider it slow and dated, melodramatic, and concerning social issues that are no longer relevant. However, I disagree with that. My review, my viewing it for the second time, was one in which I loved the movie. I thought it was fantastic. I thought Clift and Taylor were never better. I thought Shelley Winters, although a rather sad and somewhat pathetic character, actually had some appeal, a sort of sweet appeal to her. And I would say that it confirms in my mind that George Stevens is, without a doubt, one of the small handful of great directors of all time. If you look at his work and just look at a handful of films out of many that he did, and look at A Place in the Sun, Giant, and Shane, those three are enough to secure his reputation as one of the greatest who ever lived. With that, I will bid you au revoir. Until next time, I will be reviewing another movie, and I will give you my second view of it. And I look forward to seeing another great movie. Bye-bye.